Hey everyone, this is Super Flashlight Rail Productions. Welcome to Super Flashlight Science Projects. Today I will be doing float and sink. Alright you guys, I will be doing this experiment, sink and float, to show you how things sink and float. So here I have this straw, this yellow straw that I used to drink with in one of my cups. So if I put the yellow straw into this plastic clear container that I filled up with water, watch what will happen when I drop it into the water. It floats. So if you all can see, it actually floats because it's lighter and it has air in it. Well, there isn't enough space, so as you can see here, the straw floats. It's lighter, has air fluids, has no dent, so it floats. Now, watch what happens when I put this spoon in the water and this fork and this knife. Did you see anything yet? Well, I'll show you. The knife, spoon, and fork actually sink because they're heavy. They're made out of metal, stainless steel metal. They're not made out of plastic like my straw, like the straw. So they sink. They have density. The gravity and the buoyancy force started to pull them down into the water. Well, the knife is halfway down. It's longer than the fork and the spoon. So there you have it. Sink. Now watch what will happen when I put this bowl into the container. It floats, just like the straw. See? It has air and density in it too. And as you can see up top here, the bowl is absolutely empty. Okay, let me just zoom out a little bit. There you go. There we go. See? The bowl is absolutely empty. So there's nothing in it that will weigh a lot. So it's lighter to float onto the water. It has no density, has air fluid. But if I push it in the water, see? It gets pushed back up by the buoyant force. It's too light to sink. But in order for it to sink, I would have to put up heavy objects. I would rather put more knives. Well, these are bread cutting knives. They're too long. I would need spoons for it to sink. So if I put a couple spoons in, look at it. It sank. So it sinks. Because if I put a lot of spoons in it, gravity will pull the bowl down into the water and it will sink. With a lot of heavy mass, and it isn't light enough, it will sink. So as you can see, these spoons actually made the bowl sink. That's another way for buoyancy, or sink and or float and sink. Now watch what will happen when I put this cup into the water. Well, it floats and has some water in it. Up, 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 up. It's starting to sink. If I push it down some more, well, it's half floating and half sinking. There's some water in it. It's like a submarine, see? Half sinking and half floating. That's another way for sink or float. Last but not least, I will use this napkin. Watch what will happen. Okay, the water is absorbing the napkin. It's floating. No dents, no density, no dents, so it floats. However, the water is absorbing the napkin since it's made out of paper. But it isn't floating. Although a few parts of it looks like it's sinking. Like the cup, it was half floating and half sinking. But if I put something heavy like a bowl, well, look at it again. It's floating. That's because the napkin is lighter than that's because if I have a support, it will make it float, but only if it's lighter and not heavy. The same goes for this straw. If I put it in, it's not sinking. It's light. But if I put a cup in, it's starting to sink because the cup is too heavy. So this napkin is all wet since this napkin will absorb water. Let me just put this in the trash and get another napkin. Okay, I got another napkin. Now watch what will happen when I put these utensils on the napkin. There it goes again. It sank. Because the eating utensils are heavy. They're made of metal. They're too heavy for it to float on the napkin. That's another way for sink or float. So there you guys have it. Sink or float. Alright, that's about it for sink and float. As you can see here, sink and flow, or sink and float. That's about it for Super Flashlight Science Project. Float and sink. Like to this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll do another science project another time.